Welcome to this session. A lot has happened with us in the past month or so, and I'd like to report to you. I'd like to start by talking about the word health and the words healthcare, also healthcare professional. What do they mean to us? As I understand it, a healthcare professional is a person that I go to who charges me money and is licensed, so their actions are pretty severely limited. They must work with their licensing authority, and their role is to help you cope with disease and health issues. My experience has been they're very little help at all when it comes to really asking, well, what can I do for my health? How can I help my immune system really improve? Well, in fact, that's not what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to help deal with diseases. Well, then why is it that I'm incapable of thinking about my own health care? It's because every time I think of the word health, I think of an emergency, and I think I have to run to the doctor, or the dentist, or the chiropractor, or somebody who helps me outside of myself. It's a trap, but the trap is set inside. It's my language is trapping me. When I think healthcare, instead of actually slowly thinking about, well, what can I do for my health? How can I make my immune system stronger? I immediately start to think about emergencies, and you see what I'm getting at. There's a better way to think about health. It's literally just to think about health. But our language traps us into turning it into an emergency. Well, we are Americans, and Americans always find the best way to do everything. Well, our healthcare system is built around a model that says everything is an emergency. And so we have created the best emergency reacting system in the world. It's incredible. Nobody doubts that. It's also the most expensive medical system in the world. And by now the statistics seem to be telling us that the primary cause of death in this country is medical error and drug interactions. Now, you never read that in the newspaper or the public media. They're always talking about threats and bombs and war. But that's not what's killing us. What's killing us are drug interactions. What's killing us is the fact that we've forgotten how to think about health. Do you have a grandmother or a grandfather who could help you with this? They perhaps could carry some information that would be useful. If so, see if you can get it before they're lost. Perhaps they remember what it was like to actually say, well, now, green tea really seemed to help me when I needed a boost, or something like that. So the word health and health care depends on your definition of it. And if you use the wrong definition, it can trap you into being completely unable to take care of your health because you won't think about it. You'll always turn the thought into an emergency and go running for help. Yeah, I think you've got it. Now that you've got it, the situation is even worse than that. What is this man talking about? You are designed to be self-defining. Cats and dogs are beautiful companions. A cat is a hunter. A dog is a companion. They are wonderful animals. They are not self-defining, or at least in a much more limited extent. We are. So when you speak the word health, it's your body's job to heal you, but your body needs to know what your definition is. If you are, say 60 years old and you figure you have maybe another 5 years to live, and you figure progressive weakening and maybe mental problems, and because after all it's genetic, right? That's in your family, and so you expect to get weaker and have diseases and maybe bone problems. If that's your definition of you, that's the role your body will fulfill. Congratulations. Is that really what you want? There's that old Henry Ford quote, "If you think you can or you think you can't, you're probably right." All I can tell you is several years ago, senile, with massive osteoporosis and a lot of other problems, that's me, I decided I was going to become a top-level tennis player. Well, I'd never played tennis in my life. I've now been playing 3 years, and I'm at an intermediate level, and I'm progressing very rapidly, especially for a guy who's about to be 69 years old in a few days. What did I do? I changed my definition of myself. I said, I know I've got all these health problems, but that's not my definition. My definition of me is I am a top-level tennis player, probably around age 75. My body said, what? Then I've got a lot of work to do. I said, how can I help you? And we've been working on that ever since. I want to tell you, I started by curing my diabetes. I continued by getting rid of my senile dementia. My blood pressure is beautiful. Finally, my gut's coming around. Look, no healthcare professional could ever do this for you because you are self-defining. And all a healthcare professional has is a bunch of statistics. And your definition is different from everybody else's. What are you interested in? What turns you on? What kind of role would you like to play in the next 5, 10, 15 years? Totally out of the possibility because you're not healthy enough, right? But something that would really turn you on. Turn around to your body and say, that's really who I am. Now let's get to work and see what happens. That's when life really gets interesting. Remember, you're designed to be self-defining. On the other hand, you don't have to be. You can go along with the statistics and become another medical error. I recommend that you decide for yourself and go ahead and live into that role of being self-defining. What do you want for you? And let your body come along and really produce miracles. Guys, it works. At least it's working for me and my wife. I'd like it to work for you too. Have fun.